of electricity. So
Okay.
turn it up because Chris does a full narration of it.
It's still, hold on, my computer's still.
And he was talking to my wife and explaining to her what he had worked on, and this is 6 years ago, I think, or maybe 5 years ago. But as soon as it allows you to,
Let's see.
The center.
yeah, rewind it just a little bit.
Object.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
It's just 3
I
minutes
have
long.
two groups of vortexes, which are just like tornadoes, spinning tornadoes that are pointing towards the center. As I highlight this object here, you'll see it, that yellow line, right? So there's a bunch of those in there. There's actually 16 of them, and I'll highlight them all.
Oh, hold on. It's not doing anything. See,
No, it's about to happen.
No,
It'll
nothing's
come in.
happening. My computer just froze again, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
Something freaked out my computer. I might have to just try to.
You want to reboot?
I mean, I think it already did, but I'll try again. Hold on. May have to pause.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, that's what it should be doing. But it's going to basically, you'll see.
Oh, wait. That's weird. I have. I can
What's the matter?
what I can see on that screen is not what I can see on my computer screen. I can't even see that.
It's the fucking government, man.
You think it's not?
I think it is sometimes. I assume they listen to everything I say.
They do.
I'm sure.
They do. You
It's a
took
lot of boring shit.
You took a bold stand, though, years ago when the governments were trying to poison their citizens. You took a very bold stand that nobody else took. That's what I was like, wow, I appreciate you, because I lost 3-4 jobs because I refused to take it. I refused to
I bet
take
you feel better about it now.
well,
Especially when you know all these people that have health problems because of it.
cancers has increased 300%.
All-cause mortality up 40% in some age groups.
Pulmonary embolisms almost up like 500%.
Yeah. I wonder what caused
Thrombosis.
that.
Well,
Crazy.
the spike proteins that's being built and collected within the system. We can go into. I can walk you through what the spike protein did to the BRCA1 gene. That's that gene inside of our DNA that tells us that there's damage that's happening, almost like the crews that go along the highway and they immediately put up cones every time there's a problem. Well, the spike protein, which is no protein has ever been able to enter into the nucleus of a cell. Not only does it go to the ribosomes and say, hey, you know what? I don't want you to produce whatever protein, like if it was a skin cell, you're not going to produce keratin anymore. You're just going to produce these spike proteins. That spike protein went into the DNA and it tells the BRCA1 gene, turn off. And that's the gene that says, hey, there's a mutation here. Let's scrap that thing. And so now the cancers are building up. The spike proteins weren't shedding from the body. They collected in the ovaries. They collected in the lymph nodes. They collected in the bone marrow. So now we have all of these diseases that's showing themselves because the body is overwhelmed trying to deal with the spike protein that's attaching itself to the ACE2 and the endothelial cells in our vascular system for everybody out there.
And the more boosters you get,
boom,
the
you're
worse
turning
your
your
outcomes are
system
gonna be.
off. You're turning it
Yeah.
off. Your body cannot defend itself, and it's just collecting. It's just collecting.
but it also showed me the bizarre state of human psychology that people, if you're presented with what could be a potential solution, you want to believe in it so bad that you're willing to defend these companies that have been the most deceptive companies, proven deceptive, not just deceptive, but deceptive in the way that they are allowed to distribute information. They're allowed to not be transparent about their studies. They could have multiple studies that show a negative cause or a negative effect, and they don't have to release those studies
Why?
because they're bought and sold.
But I think it's an agenda to it.
You think so?
I think it's an agenda attached to it because they restricted any natural thing like ivermectin. Iver means like it caused ivermectin. Mectin, for the Latin of it, it was worms and it was anti-worms. And what the ivermectin does, it causes the worms to have paralysis, or parasites to have paralysis, because it stops their information from passing. And there's these things called the nodes of Ranvier between each neuron. There's an axon and there's the